First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rokah, Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Green Millstone that rule well, and a sincere salutation to you, Akaminu Akwat, they believe in all sincerity. I want to speak on the wisdom of this world and how it's becoming very detrimental, okay, to you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans if you put too much attention to it. We live in a day and age where, Jake can get on social media and, put forth his 2 cents. And there's, video after video, okay, of Jake just giving his opinion on things. And, you'll find some good stuff, some advice, counsel, some knowledge, to an extent. But a lot of it is not based on the scriptures, okay, based on this word, okay, from on high, which, the scriptures speak about the wisdom of this world being foolishness, okay. So I want to speak on that because if you listen to Jake, all right, on the social media platforms, you'll be angry, you'll be bitter and jealous, envious, full of wrath, full of malice. It can implant a lot of ideas in your mind, okay, on how to conduct yourself in 2025, how to conduct yourself in the world, which is not wisdom, okay? It's not the truth. It's not really how you should be carrying yourself. And, it's kind of sad seeing our people just spewing out all kinds of madness, especially when it comes to our own people, and see, and what's happening is that the love of many is waxing cold, and that's what Jake is spewing out, nothing but hatred towards our own people, and what you should do in this situation and how I handle this situation, it's crazy. There's a true war between men and women. You got all these videos on what to do if you're ghosted, what to do in a relationship. You got all this madness, This is Matthew 24:12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Okay.
Strong's G 458. Anamia. Anamia.
Right, contempt and violation of law, the Most High's law, iniquity and wickedness. Okay, so because the laws of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai are being broken, okay, the love of many are waxing cold. It's a lawless society. There's no standard. You see, people are just trespassing against each other. Okay, wickedness is abounding. The love of many is waxing cold. It's so easy, to just turn cold. Why? Everyone's doing it, and that's what you're seeing. Everyone's agreeing on madness. It's and you'd hate to be on that other side. Living in the world, being among worldly people, and really seeing it, really seeing the cutthroat, lifestyle that people really embrace. Because, that's truly not a way to live. It's not, people are just bleeding from wounds and insecurities and projecting forth their traumas, and no one wants to truly look within, change, repent, get into the scriptures, follow the Most High. And you see a lot of people post about God, post about this, but, on the other hand, they're posting about how they hate this about this person, and it just doesn't coincide. It doesn't mesh. I mean, the scriptures speak about, that type of wisdom being earthly, sensual, and devilish. What does it say here? Wisdom from above. We'll start here at 13. It says, who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him shew out of a good conversation his works with meekness of wisdom. You see? So a man that is endued with true knowledge from on high will shew out of his good behavior works with meekness of wisdom. You see? Your behavior, your works will be centered in meekness and wisdom, not pride, but true wisdom, application of knowledge, truly. It says, but if you have bitter envy and strife in your hearts, glory not and lie not against the truth. And a lot of individuals have envy and strife in their hearts. We're truly living in a world where it's just competition. It's all about competition, all about what you got, how you can present yourself. And that's one should not glory, okay, because that's not the truth. Okay, those lies and that way, that form of being is not of the truth. It says this wisdom descended not from above, but is earthly, sensual, and devilish. That wisdom of envy and strife, the basis of what people are saying, it's not wisdom. That's earthly, sensual, and devilish. That's of this world. This is for where envy and strifing is there confusion in every evil work. Right. Envy and strife produces confusion and all manner of evil work. You see? How can a society strive when there's nothing but envy and strife? Okay? When there's nothing but covetousness and going back and forth. There's confusion. Debate. We live in a world of debates. People don't know how to take a L. They have to post their opinion. And we gotta be very careful with this social media age, man. It says, but the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. That's the true wisdom from above. It says, and the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace. So, true justice, true righteousness is brought about by those who push peace and make peace, because that's what makes for a true, prosperous society, a true prosperous spirit. All right. 1 Corinthians 1:20, where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Right, the disputer of this world, the debaters. The world seems to be in debate about everything. They even post on social media, oh, this and this happened with these, what do you think? Post in the comments. And you just got all different types of, of different views, okay? It says, hath not the Most High made foolish the wisdom of this world? And when you look around, especially when it comes to, the scriptures, when it comes to this truth, the wisdom of this world will tell you that Jesus was the name of the Messiah and that he was white. But see, the Most High has made foolish that wisdom. And so people that have based their life on that belief, this truth is shattering the strongholds. We're breaking strongholds. And that's offensive in itself. So people want to back it and truly, they find themselves being defeated, okay, and brought into submission, okay, to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So the Most High is making foolish the wisdom of this world, okay, and that holds really deep into the minds and the souls of individuals. How much more, trivial matters of marriage, matters of friendship, matters of work, and labor and different, topics of industry and government. The Most High is making foolishness of all this because the truth is coming out. This word is being expounded upon. And, it's bringing to naught all this foolish wisdom of the world. It's like people are truly carried away in this life's wisdom and this life's, the knowledge of this world is just becoming foolishness. The more and more, time rolls on, you start to see how deeply deceived, how deeply brainwashed and embedded with filth our people have become, us as well. We got, that's why the scriptures say, depart, for this is not your rest. You cannot kick up your feet here and just sit back on these philosophies, listening to grandma and to cousin and to this, that, and the other, because you will be destroyed because they don't have the truth. You got to go where the truth is. You got to go to this word. For after that, in the wisdom of the Most High, the world by wisdom knew not the Most High. Let's get this in the NLT. It says, since the Most High in his wisdom saw to it that the world would never know him through human wisdom, he has used our foolish preaching to save those that believe. It's this work. It's us going out there, yelling at the top of our lungs, stuttering, bringing out the word to the best of our ability, that is showing the people, okay, that they don't know the Most High, and how the Most High has truly revealed himself to us in these latter days. That in self, as I mentioned before, it can cause defensiveness. It causes people to shatter their reality. A lot of people are not ready for that truth. A lot of truth. A lot of people can't handle truth. They live in the world of illusions where it's better to be lied to. It's better to be, brought down the path with the rest of the individuals that lie to themselves. That's the type of world we live in, where the go along to get along, you see. So the Most High saw it to that the world would never know him through human wisdom, you see. And that's why, something as simple as Yahushua being a so-called Negro, baffles a lot of individuals. But it's through this preaching that, breaking it down, okay, the elect are going to get it, and the rest are going to stay blinded. That's what the scriptures say, for the election have obtained it, but the rest were blinded. And that's what we're living in, a society where you're starting to see these people are blind. They've been blinded. The Lord has shut their eyes and covered their ears that they cannot hear and they cannot see. And that's a scary thing. It's scary. It's scary to, to look around and to get an epiphany and just look and be like, wow, it's very scary out there. It's very scary to be without the Lord, But it's by the foolishness of this preaching that is going to save those that believe. 1 Corinthians 3:18. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool that he may be wise, right? You got to be made a fool to be made truly wise, You have to be born again. The things that you thought were wisdom, they're actually foolishness. So, let a man who thinks he's wise in this world, let him become a fool that he may truly be wise. You got to relearn everything. You got to relearn everything. You got to reevaluate what you think life is, what marriage, friendships, everything, every facet of life, work, how to conduct yourselves in matters of business, everything, and you truly do look back and like, man, we was fools before we came into the truth. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with the Most High, for it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. Yeah. The worldly wisdom is foolishness. The Lord takes those individuals and their craftiness and their cleverness. The Heavenly Father sees right through it, and this word will cut it. Time and time again, you hear something that it'll sound good to the ear on social media, but it can always be broken down by this truth. It could always be refuted. It could always be set straight with this truth. And that's the wisdom you have to bank on. That's the wisdom you have to hold on to, not these things that these people are saying. So we have to, filter what we're seeing through the word, always, continually. This is Colossians 2. And 3, in whom are hid all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge. Who's that? Yahushua Bashem Yahushai are hid all the treasures of wisdom and knowledge. So if you want wisdom and knowledge, what should we do? James 1:5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High, that giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. You see, But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. So we have to ask in faith, nothing wavering. Because whoever wavers is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed to and fro. We can't be that. We got to be rooted, okay? For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. We cannot be double-minded. We have to pray. If we lack wisdom, we have to pray to Yahweh Bashim El Shai and give it to all men liberally, and it shall be given him. But we have to pray in faith by doing the right thing, and it'll be revealed, and that goes for me first and foremost. I'm thinking about, praying more, and leaning on this word, because we're in an information war where it could be easy to be swayed to think that you got to be like this, but I'm starting to see it so much. You can't be reading this crap. These people are just, if we listen to what Jake said, man, everybody would be at each other's throats. And that's what I'm seeing. That's the bottom line, is what I'm seeing. It's like everybody at each other's throats trying to prove who's better than who. It's crazy. But the wisdom of this world is foolishness to the Most High. Lord willing, you is edified. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. And a sincere salutation to you, Akim, and you, Aqua, that believe in all sincerity. Shalom.